Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, Ferrari's got an interesting thing up their sleeve. Remember when they did that ultra trick four-wheel drive system that came in the brand new Ferrari FF? Well, apparently they're going to do the same geekery, nerdery, if you will, to the steering system of the machine. Remember the Porsche came out with that all-electric system, little fly-by-wire type setup. And they did a lot of work of getting it to feel like a traditional hydraulic setup. Well, apparently Ferrari has looked into their system and thought there's a little bit of lag from when you turn the steering wheel to where the wheels actually turn, and they're wanting to knock that out. Well, an easy way of knocking that out is going to the full hydraulic setup again. Well, that is a little bit taxing and a lot of weight in the automobile, and that taxing on the engine kills up some of those grams of CO2 that everybody's trying to gobble up. Well, now they're actually working on a brand new steering system where they're going to take a lot of that lag out, which is going to be especially important when it comes to the car actually losing the rear end of the automobile and you want to put in a little counter steering. Ferrari says there's too much of a lag in the particular systems that are out there right now, and they are on the case to fix this. The lag that probably a normal person like me would probably never be able to feel, but Ferrari is on the case. Very intriguing system. It's going to be very entertaining to see what they come up with to counter this particular problem. Speaking of Ferrari and the other, well, the brand new 458 are the next generation or the next little subgenre of the 458. Remember that rumor where we talked about the M458T, which was going to ditch the 4.5 liter normally aspirated V8 in favor of the 3.8 liter twin turbocharged V6 that's going in the brand new Ferrari California. Well, apparently that brand new 458T will be making its debut at the Geneva Motor Show in the year of 2015, but we'll keep you in tune if we find out anything more about that particular situation. Next up on the list, well, this was the brainchild of John Hennessey from Hennessey Performance, who's actually a tuning group down in the state of Texas. Their particular group actually claim to fame was when they first started tuning on Vipers way back in the day. Now, you can take almost anything down there that they lay their hands on will come back with some massive amount of performance. This particular vehicle is just the same as the rest of those. Actually, maybe with the spine of a Lotus Exige, but it's been lengthened and widened, and there's not much Lotus left in this particular machine except for the switches and knobs and the actual cabin itself. This particular vehicle comes with a twin turbocharged GM Source 7-liter V8 that put out a whopper amount of power. In fact, this vehicle has been up over 270 miles an hour. Now, sadly, that particular situation, as we talked about in one of the last shows, is a situation where they didn't have the Guinness folks there, so they can't be the quickest production vehicle of all time. Not to mention you're supposed to do the run in both directions to counter for wind balance, and they did not do that as well, especially because the particular area that they were in would not allow that particular situation to go on. Well, apparently Hennessey isn't done, and he isn't done flicking his thumb at the old Bugatti folks, as we talked about in the last program with the next generation Veyron. The Venom is going to get a next generation. It's this, the brand new Venom F5, actually being a little shot at F5, the largest tornado that there can ever be, which is weirdly enough. But anyway, this particular machine is ultra lightweight. This vehicle is supposedly only going to be weighing 2,866 pounds and still gets that twin turbocharged 7-liter V8, but now it's going to be making 1,400 brake horsepower, which is a lot less than the Veyron that we talked about before. But John Hennessey claims that this vehicle is still going to be able to do 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds with a top speed of 290 miles an hour. Yes, it's going to be quite quick. This vehicle will be going on sale sometime before the year 2020, not for 100% sure as of yet, with a price of $1.2 million, and there's only going to be 30 of them built for the entire world, so it's going to be very intriguing to see what comes of this car, but it has hit the interwebs with a huge boom over the past several days. Next up on the list, well, in the last episode, we talked about that brand new Aston Martin Vanquish. Well, its bigger brother, if you will, with 4 doors. The Aston Martin Rapide gets the same treatment for the brand new 2015 model year. Again, it gets a little bump up in power of its 6-liter normally aspirated V12, with this particular machine making 552 brake horsepower and 465 pounds-feet of torque. Again, they're talking about this vehicle because of the brand new 8-speed ZF Source transaxle gearbox. This vehicle, again, which did do 4.7 second sprint to from 0 to 60, now that sprint is down to 4.2 seconds. Yes, a half a second drop, which is hugely impressive. Not to mention, this is going to be another Aston Martin that's supposedly going to be going over, well, at least north of 200 miles an hour, which is hugely impressive. Not to mention, this vehicle is supposedly going to make 30 miles the gallon to boot. Obviously not at 200 miles an hour, but still, that being said, a very impressive piece. Hopefully pricing and official availability will come very, very soon. And last up on the list, we talked about the Range Rover SVR, which has been pounding around the Nürburgring over the past several months. In fact, is now the quickest vehicle around the Nordschleife Loop when it comes in the SUV category. Well, apparently this vehicle is going to have a debut date as well. This vehicle will debut at the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance in Pebble Beach just later this year. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff going to be shown off at the Concours d'Elegance. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page, links down in the show notes. If you like us over there, we'd appreciate it. Also, if you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time. Get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.